that equation and would help you connect with somebody else and grow it to the point where it's applicable and there's a reason for you to go over there. And I mean that, you know, again, it's like it's funny because, you know, everyone has certain stigma. I want to go play elsewhere. Well, there's a lot of fucking costs associated with getting outside of this country, and if it's not the visa and the immigration permits, because you know you have to have nowadays legitimately with artists that we represent. I just went through this process with another client of mine, is that we have to, and we actually, our company won't do it. I don't know, Stephen, what your policy is, but you basically have to lie because there's this, you know, this visa that the U.S. will give to bands to tour down there that you have to apply almost 3 or 4 months in advance. If you don't, you pay an expedition fee of $1,500 bucks. Plus you have to be union members. I mean, it's not a cheap equation any way you cut it, and to go and do all that and spend all that energy and money only to not have a reason to be there, it begs the question, you know, like, why are you doing that?
The other way, I think, to get into this, I mean, I don't know if this is obvious, but it's always like when your friend's band starts getting bigger and they go down,
right,
you get to hop on that train. And this sort of takes the conversation in a different direction, which we don't have to talk about too much, but the fact that we were sort of saying at dinner that Ottawa is sort of due for a scene, like a breakout scene, where all these great bands come out of it, like Montreal and Halifax, Toronto, and Vancouver and Winnipeg, and all these cities have had. And once that sort of happens, friends' bands start going with other friends' bands, and sort of
sitting on a lottery ticket.
Yeah, and a bunch of bands at the agency group. It's you know, Broken Social Scene and Stars. This whole collective of bands, they all start opening for each other and helping each other out.
Helping each other out.
And that's actually, I think, the best way to get down there. It's just through friends' bands. And I know Wolf Parade brought Plants and Animals down their first time in the United States.
And they brought Winter Sleep as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like and friends helping friends.
Metrics brings Sebastian Granger down on their next tour. It's all about helping each other out that way.
So you need friends in high places.
Yeah, exactly. Be friendly to everyone in this room.
Yeah.
Or buy on tours. You never know who's going to be who.
Bands, I think, when they start thinking about touring, you know, in their home market, they can walk out $500,000 a gig. Things are pretty good. They figure, you know, I'm going to go on a tour. You know, go Kingston, Brockville, Oshawa, Toronto, Hamilton, St. Catharines. It's going to be the good life. We're going to walk out with $500,000 a gig there too. Great tour, good times. I love this life. Realistically, what are they going to see when they start breaking out into new markets? What kind of money can they expect?
$100.
Yeah, maybe. You know, maybe a tab at a bar. You just got to work it. Go on Facebook, talk to different promoters in the region, make friends. Maybe not as high friends that will take you to the U.S., but make, you know, connect with bands in Peterborough and the Kingston markets. You know, talking about the gig swaps, just build, connect, and hopefully the first time you go there, it's $50, you know, and some beer. But you know, you brought 20 people out, and then you open for a band that brought another 20 people out. So there's 40 fucking people in the room, and everyone liked your sound. So you come back, and it's like $100. You're doubling each time. I mean, there's not one answer. It's a lengthy process. You just got to work it on every angle you can.
The funny thing is the agent's also losing money on that, even though we're not the ones driving to Kitchener, and we still get to stay at home while you have to go and play that gig for $50. Like, we're losing money on that as well. There's sort of like none of us are making money until we're all making money. So,
very true.
So even when we start working with the bands, until they're making a certain amount per show, we're still losing the money because time is money, and that sounds retarded.
You factor in my assistant, my office, everything that it is to do my business the way I want to do it. Band needs to make $3,000 a night in order for me to break even. It's a $300 commission plus GST in order for me to like actually break even. Yeah, well, I wish I could. Trust me, I'd be doing it. It's not. I mean, nobody makes money in this business until you succeed. And that's the harsh reality of it. And if anybody in this room is doing this to get fucking rich, leave now. Because I'll tell you, like, I mean, none of us are rich, and we do it because every day, and I think these two guys would agree with me, but I, under the most extreme adverse circumstances, hop out of bed every day going, okay, let's fucking do this again. And I love my job, and I love music, and I want to do this for a living, and that's why we're all here. And if we make money on the side and we do well, great. As long as there's food on the table and we have like a roof over our heads, that's what we do this for. And so, you know, I mean, it's about furthering your brand and developing your career, and you need to make sacrifices. Well, all three of us have. I know each one of you guys in this room probably have. You know, when I was managing bands, I had 5 fucking jobs. It may sound like that old Living Color skit, the Jamaican guy, but I had 5 jobs. I actually passed out at one of them because I didn't sleep enough, and it was all because I wanted to actually manage bands. I don't want to work at Timothy's or Loblaws or any of that shit, but it's what I had to do to, and it's the same reason people have to have day jobs. You guys can find jobs in cement cracks around your career of trying to be a band. You can find some way of making money, and it's probably not something you want to do, but suck it up and do it if this is what you really